Hey.
What is up, Cahir Club, and welcome back to the CahirLIVE live stream. How goes it? I hope everybody's had a wonderful, wonderful start to their it's Friday. End to their week. How goes it? How goes it? Oh shit, I did not resize my windows. These windows are not resized. Hello? Oh, hello, Pumpkin. Welcome to the CahirLIVE side. Should I just full screen it? Hello, SFA also. And hello, Brugger, and hello, Jello. How goes it? How goes it? Mario Kart Monday when? I do not have the Switch 2. If I had, like, I guess I should have done it this week if I was going to do it, right? If I was going to do it, it should have been this week. Because I bet there will be some people kind of like FOMOing. Okay, so what happened to streamer mode? Discord. You know, what happened to streamer mode? Every time I opened OBS, it activated streamer mode. Didn't know you had another channel. I don't talk about the other channels on the other channels all that much, honestly, to be fair.
Logos minted.
Thank you for following. Welcome to CahirLIVE. Mostly because I figured that a lot of my Genshin audience aren't all that interested in my Pokemon content, and a lot of my Pokemon audience aren't all that interested in my Genshin content, you know? So I tend to not yap about one and the other on the other and the other. How weird. But hello Rob, how goes it? I hope that your week has been going well. There's no Gamba, I can't stay. There might be in a couple of weeks for the Minccino shiny hunt. Because I'm almost at 12k there. You're gonna want to show up early though, because I'm at like 11,980 or something. Yes, sir, you picked a name for your kitten. Can't just say that and not say it. I'm on Jellu's side here. You don't have one yet. Do you look like you're made of money? Exactly. That's my thoughts exactly. They might combine with the Pokemon Genshin game. I don't know. The Pokemon Genshin game has become less interesting to me by proxy of it being what's it called? I forgot I had more eggs here. By proxy of it being a Honkai-focused one. I don't really know that much about the Honkais. I've not really played them. The only other gacha that really interests me of that group is probably the ZZZ, which I've contemplated playing a few times. I was quite disappointed to find out that it was very much attached to other pre-existing Hoyo brands. The idea of a Pokemon Hoyo game excited me, and then it kind of took the wind out my sails a bit. Maybe if Robin's a character they add earlier, I'll be interested. Basarios, hello, how goes it? I hope your week has gone well. We're doing... It's Porygon raids. You at your raid? Okay, I want to quickly do some Archaludon tweaks. I'm going to use Brooklyn, my Archaludon. Oh, she's a fighting Tera? Yeah, I think this might work. Cahir, we're playing the Pokemon right now. We are indeed. We are indeed. Pink Cahir Pokemon? No. No, green Cahir Pokemon. What are you smoking? What's going on there? Yeah, I need to adjust my Archaludon real quick. Let me get some berries. We can commission Pip to make pink... What are you saying, SFA? What's the implication here? I feel like you've invented an issue that doesn't need solving. I only have that many of them. How many do I need to use for this? I don't actually know how many... Okay. You're level 70 on Honkai Star Rail. Would definitely recommend it to Genshin players, but it's quite difficult. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like something that I would be interested in, but it's never really been something I've gone out on my way to try. Robin's pretty. I like her. If I played, it would probably be around one of her reruns. Dorsal Fin 1. My good friend is quite intent on that idea and concept. Of getting me into it when she reruns. But, I don't know, something about it just doesn't draw me in as much. You're just bringing Reina? That's fair, that's fair. Since cats aren't pink, Pink Cahir is clearly a shrimp, so not a catboy. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what angle you're even coming at this from, man. You named her Luna? Oh, that's a nice name, I like that. It's a Porygon too. How hard can it be? I feel like those are famous last words, right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Those sound like the most famous last words I've heard in a while. Okay, so as it turns out, this Archaludon has literally no perfect EVs. That's crazy. You want Pink here, I see, I see. Alright, so our special defense is now maxed. I'm trying to figure out if I do want to go... my one worry is, special defense. Does Archaludon get any special defense raising moves? Are there any moves here that I could learn that would help me on the special defensive side? I'm trying to figure out, because I'm going to have to get hit with a few attacks for this, and I'm a little worried that I'm going to get fucked over by that. Tobin, hello, how goes it? We're preparing to fight Porygon 2 today. The new Porygon 2 7-star Tera raids, or the release of the Switch 2. I don't think there's much for it. I feel so. Breaking Swipe is useless. Porygon attacks. Yeah, no. Breaking Swipe was very much what I was going to get rid of. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm replacing it with, though. I'm trying to figure out if there's any... I could do Light Screen, I guess. That'd be pretty solid. Because other than that, it doesn't really have much to do against special defense. Like, I've got my special defense to a decent point, but I don't think there's much for it, but it'll be lowering special attack anyway. You'll be lowering special attack anyway. Yeah, but I find it good to have, like, safety nets at the first few turns of a fight, where you get absolutely mollywopped if you're not ready. Do we have Big Sword Guy on YouTube side? If Ichigo Kurosaki is a big sword guy, then yes. I've got Reflect anyway. I've got Reflect anyway, so we can just replace Reflect with Light Screen. But... I'm going to take one quick last squizzle through Archaludon's moveset, just to see if there is anything I feel like I might want to Add? If it got, like... Now that I think about it, Cosmic Power is the only move that boosts. It's got Meteor Beam. I could use Meteor Beam. Sure. Oh, Charlie can learn Snarly. Can it? It can! What the fuck? Shit! How'd I miss that? I reckon you'll, I haven't given Raina fighting Tera, but I reckon you'll get through it pretty easy. Hopefully. Where's Snarl gone? I don't think I have... No, I had a Snarl TM, I just saw it. Thank you, Ichigo. I would have entirely missed that and would have made a fool of myself. You got 2 Jangmo's yesterday. Nice! Congratulations! Alright. Yes, you need to boost follows, innit? Oh, do you just have, like, all 3 accounts on every stream, just in case? What, 3? Where did the 3rd one come from? Alright. Thank you for the Shenhe cheers. Much needed for... Alright, okay. I try not to talk about Genshin too much, but, like, holy shit. As it turns out, Shenhe, like, my Genshin wife, her, she's gonna get a rerun that starts on my birthday. The first day of the first day of her banner is on my birthday. I guess it's technically not, because it'll be late Tuesday night, but you know what I mean. DMS RCG. Teach Chanel, I already have, don't worry. Very much already done. And then I'll use that to get my Tera ready. I'm a bit worried about Psychic still, I'll be honest, but we'll find out. But yeah, I'm very looking forward to spending my first money on a gacha game. You didn't specify they were shiny? I see, I see. You just caught two Jungmo. Fair enough, fair enough. You gonna shiny hunt them? Alright. 2 standard lame, I see, I see. That is a question, though. That is a question. Who here is trying out these raids on the Switch too? I initially soloed the raid using Eviolite, stored power spoink. Eviolite, stored power spoink. Fair enough. Can't slate that. You, of course you are, Rob. You've already specified that, Brugger. I'll let you know how it goes. I'm interested to see. I'm guessing like a lot of the underlying bugs, like the HP sparkle occurring in the center of battlefield, if you do a HP cheer, literally just as like if you do a HP cheer just as another Pokemon's fainted, like the HP sparkle will be in the middle of the field. And like hey. Hello SFA. Other graphical issues. I'm guessing like that's all gonna be generally persistent. Hey. Oh, they were shinies! Okay. I got so confused because I said congratulations thinking that they were shinies. And then I thought you said they weren't shinies, so I assumed I congratulated you on getting shinies. I will be honest, I was quite confused as to why you were flexing catching Jangmo-Os at first there. But I was like, sure thing. But no, okay, they were shinies. That is very nice, that is very lucky. Now you've got to get a third so you have the whole evolution line. Okay. So this is interesting. Is this battle going to start, or what? Is this a Switch 2 issue? What's going on? What is going on with this? I hope I saved after I got our Charlie Donald trained. Can we have 727 Jangmo-Os? Sure thing, SFA. Quite the introduction. Yeah, no, this is a very good first Scarlet and Violet Switch 2 raid for Rob. Not me. I'm not on the Switch 2, to be clear. This is a Switch 1. I'm wondering if that might be the issue. Are you on Switch 1 or Switch 2, Basarios? It's funny seeing the game, like, running at a reasonable... I don't think it works. Okay, I don't think it's worth jumping the gun and assuming it's not going to work at all yet, right? But this isn't a good sign. This isn't a good sign. I think we might all have to disconnect the issue. Maybe if I join yours? Let's try that. But I think we might have to, like, cancel out. And there's every chance it'll spit at us for that. Because I know if you leave a raid early, it'll be like, how dare you? How dare you do that? And then it won't let you join another raid for a bit. Which will be kind of doo-doo ass, if I'm honest. But, by the same token, nothing's happening. Despite the game basically crashing, it still does that? I don't know. Yippee! I guess I don't know for certain. Yippee! This is not a yippee. Right, I'm gonna try something funky. Okay. Can't airplane mode in. Fuck it, I'm putting out.
Yeah,
This isn't working.
Baby!
This isn't working at all.
That's what it's all about.
Oh, yeah, baby.
That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
You're still trying to not watch streams about the Switch 2 because you always feel sad because you don't have the money to get it. I see, I see. That's fair enough. You should, it's summertime. Mow people's lawns. That's the classic, right? That's the classic. Mow your neighbor's lawns for them. It started, you're fighting. Okay, I can't help but notice that happened the moment I quit out. Basarios, are you still in the raid as well? Still in the raid, and it's working now. Why am I the issue? Why was I the problem here? That's fucked up. That's really fucked up. Depends on where you live. That is true enough, but I feel like if Tobin was from, like, Australia, it's really smooth and nice. Yeah, just flex on me, why don't you, that you're in the raid. Oh, that's a good point, Pumpkin. You can actually do channel point here. What happened? Okay, I've already taught Snarl. You've said this on multiple occasions. Snarl has been there for the past 10 minutes. The issue was the raid just didn't start. It just said communicating. And then it stopped communicating the moment I quit out. Which is quite... No, if the game needed an update, it would have already said, right? Yippee! Yippee! Is there like a... How do you check for an update on software? It's not giving me a chance yet. I'm just wondering if I'm not on the correct version, maybe. The current version of Scarlet and Violet is 4.0. It just doesn't seem like it's even tried to download yet, is the thing that I can't wrap my head around. Why does it say the version on this screen? Does it not say the version on this screen? Okay. You can't get BP fast because you're the only one you know that has the Scarlet Violet DLCs. You could always like try looking for people to help on like social medias and stuff. Is there a way to check the version? How do you check the version of the game you're on? Making sure I have no money, so my all-in next gamble won't drive you bust. It's a bit. Why do you check your game version? I need to figure out where to check the game version. Here we go. No, it's version 4.0. That's the latest version. So the version should be correct. Okay, I'm gonna go into a raid now. Well, I'm guessing Rob and Basarios are still challenging theirs. (9L XNGM). 9L XNGM. Yeah, so yeah, version 4.0 is the latest version. That much I'm aware of, and it's on version 4.0, so like, we should be chilling. And yet we ain't. We weren't. To be fair, we don't know if it's gonna repeat itself. You know? There's no guarantee it's gonna, like, redo itself. But if it does, that's gonna be really annoying. And I don't really know how to fix it. I've reloaded the game, so hopefully that helps. Dorsal Fin, hello, how goes it? I hope you've been well. I hope your week has gone well. Looking forward to hearing your latest podcast episode tonight. Alright, yeah, it might just be you and me, PS man. Gonna be honest. I think Rob and Basarios are still in the middle of their Porygon 2 raid. So, almost done, okay. Do you think you'll be done in the next 1 minute 45 seconds? I'm trying to figure out... No, okay. Yes. Which is it, Biden? Your whole team is shiny besides your Ogerpon, which of course can't be shiny. Indeed, that's very nice. I hope they do release Ogerpon as shiny, because they didn't release Calyrex, Glastria, Spectria, or Cubfu as shiny. But for whatever reason, they never released any of those as shiny. They released Zacian, Zamazenta, and Eternatus as shiny, but they didn't release any of the DLC mons, which makes me worry that we won't see any of the DLC mons in Scarlet and Violet get shinied, which I think would suck. IMO. I think that would suck quite bad. Alright, let's hope it works this time. GG on your Porygon 2 defeat. Cahir, you know all the Cahir lore, right? At this point, I don't think I do. Where were the shiny dogs outside of Pokemon Go? An event. They were given away in an event distribution. At the end of every generation, they tend to do just like an event distribution of the shiny legendaries of that generation. Would you know more Cahir lore than me? I remember some out of context moments. Oh, then maybe you don't. I'm in! It's working, okay! I'm functional. Okay, Ice Beam didn't do actually that much. And that's still going to activate stamina. I don't think I gave this thing the shell well. Are you ever going to buy the Shenhe skin, Kiss? What do you mean I got frozen? No! This is fucked up! I got frozen solid! Thaw out! Thaw out! This is dismal! Thank you for the heal. But I just got heal cheered. Okay, there we go. I might buy the Shenhe skin if I have left over Genesis crystals after the Shenhe pulling that I'm going to do on the 18th, which is my birthday. But, I prefer Shenhe's OG look to her skin. And I think it'd be useless me buying something that I'm not going to use. Like, what would be the purpose in that? If I'm going to spend money on Genshin Impact, I'd rather spend it on, like, getting characters. There's, like, no delay? Interesting. Do not freeze me again. Do not freeze me again. Don't do it. I always wondered why they'd show the shiny legendary designs if you can't get them. Then I realized the shiny legendaries are mostly just for events. Yeah, that's it. Can you stop fucking missing? What is your accuracy, dude? This is bullshit. What do you mean you... What, I missed twice and you get 2 fucking Ice Beam works? It's 95 accuracy! Have I been debuffed, your eyes? No, I haven't. My accuracy's fine, actually. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. I'm being bullshitted. I hate this fucking dark. Will you go for Skirksy Zero Shenhe stuff? I think I might go for Calamity Queller first. How hard could it be indeed? It's only hard because it keeps freaking me. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't crit me. Mango, I'm gonna let you off the hook this once, but please don't use language like that. Automod really caught you out for that one. Man, I literally just got my stats up. I'm gonna get, like, I'm starting to think, right? Our Charludon's a bad idea because it keeps fucking ice beaming me.
Balls.
Do not freeze, do not freeze, do not freeze, do not freeze me. Do not freeze me. What is my defense like? What is your special attack like? What is my defense like? Fuck yeah, I'm... Start hitting me with, wash your mouth out with Red Bull and Gatorade. If this stream is going to be lewd, I have to leave. Exactly. Let's keep things not lewd here. Rayquaza uses Dragon Pulse, it looks so goofy. What does it do in that animation? Why are you still using Ice Beam? Do not freeze me, do not freeze me, do not freeze me, do not freeze me! They didn't freeze me. I'm unfrozen. You love to see it. Colossal W. Colossal W. I just got the double stamina. You're going to get Fighting Tera. That is fair. That is fair. I love Fighting Tera. You could use a Covert Cloak. To be fair, I survived this fight so far. This fight has... Yeah. I've lived it. So I can't help but wonder if it would be more productive than a, the other thing. It points its head up and the laser beam appears. Hey, at least it's not Floatzel's mudshot, eh? Here, I guess someone knocks on your door to give you the package to Mango. That seems fair. That seems fair and reasonable. I don't really know what's going on. Did you just use Psychic twice on me and kill me? Yeah, you did. That's grand. Okay. We won! Okay. Victory! Victory! You got to go goodbye, Brugger. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Great Ball low-key works, I think. I like the vibe of the Great Ball. I think I might go with the Great Ball. The question now becomes, right? The question now becomes, Unrivaled Porygon 2 or Unrivaled Porygon Z? Which one? Which one do we go for? 3 Urban Mystica, okay! Shiny, did I say shiny? Z, I do like that idea, but I can't help but worry, what if they do an Unrivaled Porygon Z later? Because then I'd have 2 Unrivaled Porygon Z. And that's one, that's, yeah. You know? I think I'm going to keep mine as a Porygon 2. I've thought about it long and hard for the past minute. And I think I'm going to keep mine as an Unrivaled Porygon 2. Because it's a Porygon 2 because of the Nintendo Switch 2. So it makes sense that it would be in that form. And I've not evolved Eevee. And I've not evolved Pikachu. So it makes sense in my head to keep things as they are. Do you only get 1 per save file? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I didn't actually check. What the fuck did my Rotom phone just do? Did you see that? Did you see that little fucking glitch on my screen? Hello, Felix. How goes it? I hope your week has gone well. I'm guessing you two are playing Scarlet and Violet on the Nintendo Switch too. Alright. I'm gonna be honest. Okay. So, when Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom first released, I was like, I'll get it for my birthday. My birthday's not that long away. I'll probably just get it for my birthday. That seems reasonable. That seems reasonable and fair. That was my initial thought on it. You know, why? Like, I was like very close to being broke at the time. So like it seemed kind of dumb to me to spend that much money on a game. But holy fucking shit, did everyone playing it make me think, wow, that looks so fucking fun. That looks so fucking fun. I really want to play that. I really want to play that. Alright, I need to put the covert cloak on it. But yeah, I was like, man, that looks really fucking fun. I want to play that. So, why do I have 16 of these fucking things? Why do I have 16 covert cloaks? To peer pressure, exactly. The point being, it's low-key happening again. Mario Kart World looks so fun. The way they're like spinning all over the place. 5-9, FP, R4. 5-9, FP, R4. The way people are just flipping all over the place. Like all over the town. Is it still 80 bucks? Yes. I went into Game, which was inside a Sports Direct yesterday. and I looked on the shelf at Mario Kart World, and it was £75! 75 Great British Pounds! Blimey! Blimey! But it does look really fun. Like, when I get a Switch 2, I'm probably going to try and get the Mario Kart edition. I'll wait for a moment just in case anybody else wants to join. Yeah, when I get a Switch 2, I'll probably get the Mario Kart edition, just so I can spend less money on Mario Kart. Because, obviously, that game looks sick. The way they flip all over the place, I said it before, but I'll say it again. The way they, like, flip all over the place, the fact that you can play as, like, a bee, or, the fucking desert cacti guys, or the bird with the long neck. Shiny London Grimer, hell yeah, congratulations! The game weighs 34 kilos, it does. That's insane, how do you cull that? I don't think you're meant to cull it. It should probably stay flat, otherwise it won't go into the Switch. Can't play as Larry Cooper though, so it's a no from you. That's fair, that's fair. Like, it looks so fucking fun. It looks like a really fun Mario Kart. And I love flipping driving around. There was a solid stage in my life when I would sometimes just boot up GTA to drive in circles around the town, around the city. Just to drive in circles and do nothing in particular, just drive around and around and around and around. So, like, a Mario Kart game in which I can do that sounds like the best thing since sliced bread. Yeah. The open world isn't really necessary from what I've seen, apart from fucking around with your friends in it. Yeah, that's fair. That's generally what I have seen. But it looks like it must just be fun to just drive around casually. You know, just drive around the world aimlessly, without any real goal and purpose. In your opinion, I guess the game devs can't cull the price of the game. They shouldn't be able to sell it for that price. Like, Miyamoto just walks out on stage during the next Nintendo Direct, and he's like... a buffer than, like, a muscle fetish artist would draw someone. And he's like, hello everybody! The new Nintendo Switch games are £6 trillion! I had to catch it in a Master Ball, so I need new Memento! Oh no, well, GG on catching it. New Switch game is £200. Second new personal best at the gym W. But yeah, no, my plan remains the same as it has been in the past. I'm gonna buy the Switch 2 closer to the time ZA releases. I'm not gonna buy it when ZA releases. Because if I buy it when ZA releases, I'm going to struggle to get a Switch, because people are going to be buying the Switch for Pokemon Legends ZA. I'm sure less people will, because it's also on the Switch, but there will be a decent chunk of people buying the Switch 2 for ZA, right? Just how it is, just how it's going to be. Uh-oh. I'm gonna get a light screen up, I think. It's a good Mario Kart game for sure, but 50 with the bundle is the best way to buy it. It seems that way, I'll get either. My first plan of action is to become a beggar. That's fair, best of luck with that. Have you tried mowing people's gardens? I think you should try mowing people's gardens. I think the best way to do it is not ask people to mow their gardens and just do it. Because then they'll be so grateful they might even give you a tip. I think that's how that works. Did I get no stamina from that? I don't think I did. Probably because, the ability nullification, actually, but... You can also get work even at 15 or younger. That would probably pay the needed amount. That is also true, but SFA is a grown-ass man, so I don't think he needs to worry about that. I don't think he needs to worry about the limitations there. It annoys me when big YouTubers make job application jokes. You know? It annoys me when big YouTubers make like those fucking job application jokes, because it's like, stop appropriating my culture. You make money. There is money in your bank account. Because you keep telling everyone how smooth your balls are for Manscaped. Because every VPN that comes that way, you say, it's the new best VPN ever! Because you have 6 trillion simps who give you billions every time you go live, right? Do you fucking mind? You're not afraid of a job application, you don't need it. It's cool to pretend you're in on this joke. How the YouTuber with 1 mil subs looks when the real unemployed goat comes in. You can send your kids to work. You don't even have kids. Then get breeding. Okay, Mango is saying add a trigger warning before saying job. Where is Mango saying this? Where is Mango saying this? Lol, I love that meme. Yeah? Gonna head off. Good luck with the raids. Thank you, Basarios. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Alright. Where's the next one? Out in the ocean. Out in the ocean? Why is it out in the ocean? Why is it so far from anything, actually? I think that's my question. Which one of these checkpoints is the closest? That one I have to go over mountains. I think it's going to be this one. It's a duck. Boing. Don't really need to deploy the flying here. Unless I go downwards. I could go downwards. I could go downwards at it. At the water below, you know? Now that I can fly permanently, I feel like Miraidon doesn't lose height. You see, this is my issue with Scarlet and Violet, right? Is the Switch 2 can make these games run as well as it wants. This isn't going to look good anyway. This isn't going to look nice. Somewhere, somehow, a duck is watching you. That becomes a lot less threatening when Content Mango lives in my walls. You know? Like, join the club, duck. There is a Rat King. Listening to every word I say. KXBVYB. KXBVYB. Robert's made a duck clip. Hey man, did you get the Machino? No. I've been at that hunt for 11,000 encounters, dude. I don't think it's coming anytime soon. We're doing Porygon 2 raids today. For the release of Porygon 2. The Switch 2, sorry. You wanna be raiding? That's fair, that's fair. I will be. I love raids. Content Mango's job is to inspect wall candy floss. Exactly, exactly. He's got to give it a taste test. I just need to try the GameCube controller on things. Oh yeah, I heard that has like a gyroscope and everything, right? But you also like it in its box. You gotta use it, Rob. You bought it. You bought it. You bought it for a reason. You bought it for a reason, so you gotta use it. Weren't the shiny odds in older games worse than the newer ones? Exactly, yes. I think I mentioned that during the stream. Before Gen 6, shiny odds were 1 in 8,000. Now they're 1 in 4,000. Cahir, hear of the duck that got arrested? Yeah, no, it's in my computer background, actually. Just to remind me to keep it real. Just to remind me to keep it real. You know? I was gonna say become ungovernable. But maybe the truth of the ducks getting arrested is more become governable. You know? Because if you're getting arrested, you are kind of being governed. In a way. Can't help but feel you'd very much be being governed when day comes to an end. And you're in the jail cell and you're a duck and you're like... And everyone's like, free my boy, he didn't do it. You know? You understand? You're going through Area 0 on a new playthrough on the Switch 1, unfortunately. No, that's fair, that's fair. I'm on Switch 1 as well. I am also on Switch 1, do not worry. I'll probably end up picking up a Switch 2 later on in the year, closer to the time ZA releases. But for now... Well, for now, my money's going to be going towards Genshin Impact. Hehe. Heh. Big Goose is so scary, iced coffee, exclaimed Goose on the loose in fear, exactly. What is that emote? That's iconic. I see. Wait, did someone die? Oh no. Low-key my fault, I was not paying attention. That's my issue is, at some point I just lock in, lock out. The issue is that really isn't great. Did you hear they announced the release date? Indeed, it's October 16th, which is about 2 days after X and Y released. X and Y released on October... Don't do that. October 14th. So I wonder how deliberate of an act that was. To release them so close together. I can't help but feel it was a very much deliberate act. Have you ever had to box your starter for any reason? I probably boxed my starter once or twice. I generally try to use them, but I'm sure in a couple of playthroughs. I think the most of the time if I box my starter, it's because I'm using another Pokemon as my starter that playthrough. You know? Why couldn't they have just done that? because it's probably releasing on Thursday or Friday, which are generally the better days to release a game. I was October 12th, yeah. You generally want to release a game around or closer to the weekend time, because then more people will be like, oh, I'll pick this up for the weekend, you know? Like, if a game releases on Thursday, then Thursday night you can buy the game, and Friday night you can play it, and stay up late playing it. And then you can play it through Saturday, you know? Like, that's like the kind of... I'm sure game devs understand that's generally how people do things. GTA 6 is releasing on a weekday. I want to see how quickly I can get fired because of that game. He does have a job. Wait, when do you stream on this channel? I stream on this channel Fridays and Mondays. I actually used to stream on this channel on Wednesdays and Saturdays as well, but then I made Cahir is Here, which is my Genshin channel, for those out of the loop. And I split up the streaming time between them. And then when ZA releases, I'll probably be playing it on, he needs to censor the word job. One brain cell is bouncing around in this chat room. How long ago was that? It was October. Was it? It might have been November, actually. The first few Cahir is Here streams were quite intermittent over on the YouTube channel. Ouch. Don't double attack me, no! Oh, shit. Hey, Rob, can you win this for us real quick? No, okay. Oh, you actually died! All three died at once. Crikey. I used to think Komodo was a steel dragon type. Nope, it was a fighting type. I always found it kind of fucked up that Komodo released as a dragon fighting type the generation after fairy type was released. Like, if Komodo was released before, he would have been chilling, right? I think before I retry this, I'm going to do something. Hey, PS Man, can you not bring a Chimecho? Wait, what's wrong with Chimecho? That's a lot of Porygon 2 raids. I didn't realize how many there were. It killed itself. It did? Heal Pulse. Wait, why did that kill itself? At least Hydreigon had a few years of happiness. Exactly, exactly. Komodo, though? Just didn't. To be fair, I feel like a lot of the time they do genuinely try to make pseudo-legendaries have a big, like, handicap in that kind of way. It's a sacrifice move. Heal Pulse isn't a sacrifice move. I'm pretty sure it's not. If you're that unsure, you could Google it, but is Metagross a pseudo? Yes. Gen 3 is the only generation with 2 brand new pseudo-legendaries, because Metagross and Salamence are both pseudos. I think it's easy to mistake Haxorus for a pseudo-legendary, but it is not. They should do that again. They low-key kind of did in Gen 8. They didn't exactly do it. But, Gen 8 obviously had, Dragapult. But then it also had, Hisui Gudra. Who changed? Kaimeka was a good support. Heal Bell to cure all stats of allies, recover, heal, pulse, and smell. I see. Yeah, I was on a covert cloak. I don't know if Rob was getting, decimated by freeze. But I put a covert cloak on after I started getting soloed. And honestly, I think... Yeah, no, right now I'm getting Stellar type for our Shaludon. Just because Stellar's generally the type you want on for the best raid builds. And I keep on dying to Psychic, which is annoying me. I don't think it makes sense to count Hisui Gudra when it's already an existing one. I don't know, it's still a second pseudo-legendary released in the same generation. Was thinking of Healing Wish. I was gonna say. Bro was wrong. Why the heck is Memento a thing? It's a long-term move. It sees a lot of use in VGC with Incineroar and stuff. Because it can entirely handicap any kind of like sweeper on an opponent's team, which is obviously very useful in a long-term VGC fight. Because obviously the only way to get rid of that den is switching out into another Pokemon and then switching back in, which could be fatal to that other Pokemon. It's very much a move that punishes you intensely, but it punishes the opponent intensely if you use it at the right time. Actually, I think I'm thinking of Parting Shot on Incineroar and VGC, not Memento, but Memento is still like a very good move for that kind of thing. I don't know, I think moves like that are interesting. I think moves like that are more interesting when put in the hands of enemy AI. Because like in a Nuzlocke, if you get hit with Memento, that can be fatal. If it's like done at the wrong time. I really do think that sometimes Pokemon should prune their movesets more. Just to make more aggressive and nasty opponents. Only thing I had to deal with is Paralysis, and it doesn't use Ice Beam or Tri-Attack on you. I see. Hello, Momola? Hello, Momola? I always found it funny how I fucked it up. I always find it funny how Alomomola is in Alola. Like, Alomomola makes sense in Alola. So it makes sense to put Alomomola in Alola. Like, when Alola was first revealed, I was like, they should put Alomomola here. And then, of course, they did put Alomomola in Alola. And I was quite chuffed when they did. Unemployed Queen. Alomomola's unemployed? Oh! Because Alomomola has, like, kind of Chansey vibes. I get you. I can smell what you're cooking, and I think it smells quite nice. I just looked at it, I thought for some reason it was a self-KO move that doesn't do much damage. No, so yeah, Memento is a self-KO move. But it entirely reduces your opponent's attack and special attack. I'm not sure if it's just a flat -6, or even if you're at like +6, it will reduce you to -6. Minior. I hardly know her. Swimming under the sea would be awesome. I really hope we get dive or a diving mechanic in the next game. Genshin Impact, ironically enough, showed me how peak showed me how peak, like a proper underwater mechanic could be in a more modern game. And I feel like if they actually, like, lock in with it and do it well, it could be a really cool mechanic. Fontaine was so peak. Fontaine is a very good region. I'm interested to see what Nodcry is going to be like. Memento is... oh, it's only 2 stages? You kill yourself for -2 stages? Okay, maybe Memento isn't as good as I thought it was. Or does it not kill you? No, I'm pretty sure it does kill you. I don't know why I was under the impression it was -6 then. I mean, maybe I do, to be fair. Because -6 for a move that kills you seems like a fair trade-off. Entirely nullify your opponent's ability to attack you in exchange for your life, that seems reasonable. But -2 is just kind of doo-doo ass. Zangoose. It still forces a switch most times. That is fair, that is fair. But yeah, I know we've not got Z8 yet. But with the Switch 2 being as powerful as it is, I'm very interested to see what Gen 8... nope. What Gen 10 could be. I really hope they, like, hit it out the park with it, because obviously Gen 10 is probably releasing next year, which is the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. So I feel like they've got to do a big thing for it, right? They're not going to not release a new game on a Pokemon anniversary. It's going to, like, set up Smeargle if you're not going for a Destiny Bond. I see, I see. Alright. I have gathered enough Tera shards to make a Stellar Tera. So that's pretty exciting. Alright. But yeah, I guess now we've clarified that fighting Tera is a bad thing. So let's change Brooklyn's type. But then again, depending on the situation, you could go for Stab Explosion. Stab Explosion. I love stabbing explosions. I've been getting into stabbing explosions lately. If Dark is immune to Psychic, Fairy should be immune to Dark. Why? Belly Drum, Steam Engine, Anger Point, the only things with stat level stat changes, I think. I see, I see. So really not many. Wait, Steam Engine's a +6? That's wild. After seeing your reddish model for so long, it's weird seeing you with the green one. That's fair. It was weird when I first rebranded. Basically, my orange model was actually my first model. And then I rebranded to green. But then when I was setting up the Genshin channel, I figured that the orange model looked more like a Genshin character than the green model. And I kind of liked the vibe of being like, ooh, Genshin, you know? So I decided I'd use the orange model for the new channel. But it was very odd at first. Puppeting an entirely different person. Well, not entirely different. They're very similar in vibes. I don't know, sometimes VTubers, like, entirely rebrand themselves into, like, someone else entirely, and I miss the announcement post, and then I'm, like, scrolling back through someone's Twitter timeline trying to figure out who the fuck they were. So I didn't, like, when I was like, I might do a bit of a rebrand, I didn't want to do it too big. I wanted people to be like, oh, Cahir's green now, instead of, who the fuck is this? You know? Alright. OD LX PR. OD LX PR. With my new Stella. With my new Stella Archaludon. That's just what I thought when I saw you went live. Yeah, no. I do wonder if I should make different notification squad roles for, Genshin and Pokemon sometimes. I probably ought to, but... To be fair, like, the Cahir Discord server was very CahirLIVE branded for a while. It was only when I got affiliate that I changed it a bit, which was why I started advertising it a bit more. Now it's more of a joint server for both of my brands. I considered for a bit making just a Genshin one, but that seemed a bit redundant. I wouldn't want to have to manage 2 different Discord servers when I could just manage one. I got a Dark raid with a Sylveon as one of the boss Pokemon, and I thought if Dark's immune to Psychic, then Fairy should be immune to Dark. I don't know, I feel like... I'm not sure how much it does make sense, because, like, it makes sense that Fairy resists Dark, but sometimes, like... Fairy, Fae, and stuff does fall victim to evil. Didn't have a real thought process. That's fair, that's fair. Hey, I don't know. I always remember that one time someone said they thought Rayquaza should be a grass type. I will never forget. I can't remember who said it anymore, but I remember exactly... I remember them saying it. I remember them saying that... Obviously, exactly. They're green. It's green. Plus Kyogre is water type and Groudon is fire type. So that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Perfectly reasonable and logical. It's just Space Snivy, so yeah, Grass Snake, exactly. Alright, let's get a light screen up. Legendaries are obviously the counterparts for the starters, and Rayquaza completes it. Exactly. There's no deeper theming going on with Rayquaza being a flying type, obviously, so clearly it should just fit into the regular Pokemon type triangle. That makes perfect sense. Except it's ground. Shh. Should have obviously been a grass and space type. Exactly. When are Pokemon gonna add the space type? And the light type and the sound type and the cosmic type. And the alien type, you're right, yeah. There was that fan game that people were playing loads a bit ago, wasn't there? Where, like, it was... I'm pretty sure it was, as per usual, Fire Red and Leaf Green. With, like, just too many types. One day I'd like to see one of those fucking ROM hacks. Oh, Rosie, hello, how goes it? You're buying the Switch too soon, just got your paycheck. Someone stole from you and used it on something. That's insane. I'm glad you got it back. What the fuck? That's absolutely insane. But I hope you have fun with it when you get it. To be honest, I think the current types are mostly fine. Yeah, we don't really need any new types, I don't think. I could see them adding a new type for 30 years, just as like a, wow, look. But I'm not even sure what it would be at this point. Like, I think it's fine if you're making a fan game and want to add a new type in just to make things a bit more interesting. But all in all, I think the amount of types in the game is fine, and there's still plenty of unique things you can make. The main, like, fairy type was very needed because it helped kind of normalize dragons, which I think has very much helped the franchise in the grand scheme of things. Because I feel like without fairy type, Pokemon like Applin would have been quite an outlier. Happened a few days ago. You just got registered to get paid again because of disability issues? I see, I see. And someone stole it from me. That's fucked up. Oh. Ouch, but not too ouch. Let's Iron Defense up. Then I think I'm just going to start attacking because otherwise we're going to lose. There we go. But it won't use Psychic on me anymore, so we're chilling. It's just going to keep spamming this very ineffective attack on me. Diva type. Oh, exactly, exactly. Maybe we should get Spoingus type, you know? Everybody knows Spoingus type. It's the same between Pokemon Crystal and Fairy type. It's the time between Pokemon Crystal and Fairy type is the same as the time between Fairy type and now. That's fucked up. Don't say that. That's really fucked up. Tobin. You said you wanted to do BP farming, right? I'm not sure if you're still there. Alright. Can you join in the next raid? You can, Edu, you can. I'd say it's definitely not the hardest 7-star raid. But you need a lot of Pokemon who can at least deal with status effects. It's an interesting one because I feel like the challenge comes from the status effects, which are then, I guess, pretty quickly alleviated by having the Covert Cloak. I was hoping you weren't going to do that, Porygon, but then you kind of did, and that hurt. Hey Rob, don't die. Otherwise it's bad they did, had to get another check, reorder or something, to get the money. I see, I see. I'm glad it's all sorted. Okay, Rob, I think that was like one thing I wanted you to do there. You got crit. You know what, why am I not surprised? Okay, that might be us chilling, actually. Can this Porygon 2 evolve or not? It should be able to. I don't think there'd be anything stopping it. I'd be surprised if there were, at least. So, as long as you've got a buddy or Pokemon Legends Arceus, you should be able to evolve it fine. I guess Legends Arceus is probably the, easier. Definitely has 95 crit rate. On Rob specifically, Rob is a crit magnet. You know how, like, some people, like, get swarmed by mosquitoes? Game, we're running out of time. There we go. Yeah, you know how some people, like, attract mosquitoes? Like, if you go on holiday with specific people, then you don't have to worry about getting bitten by mosquitoes, because all the mosquitoes will go to them. Rob's like that with critical hits. You'll get crit less in any fight if Rob's with you, because he'll just attract them all. Mario Kart game is coming tomorrow whenever you get the new Switch. I see. I hope you have fun with it. It looks really fun. As I was saying before, I'm very much getting that classic FOMO. Seeing all, like, the fun clips of people frolicking around in it. It looks like a really, really fun game. But, any game, really. D&D, Pokemon, Fire Emblem, exactly. Just a magnet. You're going to join the next raid? Sounds good. I'm just about to set it up. Here it is. Alright. I still think it's really interesting how Pokemon announced the next presents already. How they've already, like, announced it, and it's in July. Because normally it's, like, a week of thing that they announce a new Direct. But, like... I just wonder what's motivated them to do it. I always remember the 4 crits in a row in the recent raid. Exactly. 3M, 9J, 5L. 3M, 9J, 5L. Joined, nice. But what was I saying? Yeah. I'm interested to see what we're gonna get out of ZA. It's interesting how people have been saying they feel like, I don't know. It is an odd one. Also, is it just yours? Does Nintendo service got better all of a sudden? It wouldn't surprise me, because obviously new console. I'd assume they would want that kind of improvement. Because they knew how long people have been waiting for Pokepark 3, they're announcing it then. Gen 10 is just Pokepark, really. Oh, that makes sense, That seems rather logical, I think. But, ah, shit, what was I saying? I can no longer remember what I was saying. Oh well, hindsight's 50-50. Oh, maybe I should have taught this guy Recover. No, I think I generally use most of his moveset. Oh, right, yeah. People are saying that they feel like we don't really know enough about Legends ZA, but I can't help but wonder if that's... Stop avoiding the 95 accurate attack. Stop doing that. Stop doing that, you stupid duck. Don't do that. You're not allowed. Yeah, loads of people are saying they feel like we don't have enough news about the game, but I feel like we never have that much news about any game, any Pokemon game ever, by this point in the game cycle. I think all we knew about Sun and Moon by this time... I think all we knew about Sun and Moon at this time was the name. I think we were theorizing it was set in a region based on Hawaii, but we didn't actually... Did you just avoid another snarl? The fake regional variants haunt you? No, those are so funny. But those didn't arrive yet. Those weren't a thing yet by this time in the Sun and Moon cycle, because we didn't know regional variants were going to be in the game. Because the starters were only announced in, like, June. I remember, me and my mates were huddling around one of the computers in the library, watching the trailer. And I was bouncing off the walls, and I was so hyped, and everyone was like, oh, I'm gonna do Lit, and I'm gonna choose Rowlet, and I was like, I'm gonna choose Poplio, and they were like, Cahir, stop trying to be different. I was like, no, I like the seal. I was like, no, the seal. I like this guy. Imagine having an opinion, real and true. But yeah, no, we didn't hear anything about Legends Arceus outside of the reveal trailer. Oh, I've got that ready. Wait. Oh, please stop. We didn't hear anything about Legends Arceus outside of the reveal trailer until August. But I kind of get why people are getting fussy about ZA. Because it was announced a year ago at this point. We've been theorizing what the fuck ZA is going to be about for a year. We had a whole year of only knowing that game was set in Kalos. And that Mega Evolution was going to be in it. Which I find so funny. We learned two things about Legends ZA on that day. Number one, set in Kalos, and was going to focus on Lumio City. Number two, Mega Evolution. Silksong was announced in 2019, and they're doing just fine, no complaining. Jellu, what world do you live in? Strong. What happened to all my defense? This is going sketchily. Why not get crit again? I mean, that's the classic, isn't it? But yeah, I hope in July we do actually get more Megas announced. Okay, why am I doing no damage to this thing? Question. Why am I doing no damage at all to this Porygon 2? I'm maxed out on that. Hitting it with Body Press, which should be Tera boosted. And yet it's doing like jack all. Am I missing something? Is there something about terrestrialization that I fundamentally don't understand? So I could have sworn I was doing more damage when I was fighting Tera, but I'm pretty sure Stella's whole thing is just the fact that it all works. Well, no, what's crazy? People born around 2000 are turning 70. Real, I can't believe Chris Cahir here is turning 105. I am. I was born in 2001, not 2000. So I can't be turning like 60. I'd accept. How old does that mean Rob's turning? Oh, we're cooked, by the way. We've lost this. If we pull this back from the jaws of defeat... Old. I'm not old. Check Porygon stats. Neutral. They are entirely neutral. Turning in your grave, Rob, no! Okay, like, if I could get 2 more attacks off, we'd be fine. But I don't think I can get 2 more off. Wait, almost! Almost! Wait, literally 1 more attack! We are 1 more attack away! No, 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 no! Oh, that was so unfair. If they do a timer on the next raids, like on whatever raids are in Gen 10, I really fucking hope that they make the battles faster. Because so often, does it feel like I didn't lose because anything I did wrong. I lost because of the timer. And the fact that everything takes so long. Like, when you accidentally press Y... No, when you accidentally press, like, the button to terrestrialize, which, yeah, no, that's Y, I think. H6GF2W. H6GF2W. Oh, so Pumpkin was only 2 years off. But, like, yeah, when you press the terrestrialization button, it takes so fucking long to let you get back. Oh. Yeah, looks like the lobby has filled, unfortunately. We will be doing more. We will be doing more, don't worry. There will be more raids. This won't be the last one or nothing. Hello, Dominic! How goes it? I hope you've been well. Alright. Hopefully this one goes a little bit better. I do wonder how much the issue Dodge Halidon is. Because it nullifies its own stat changes pretty early on, which... Because it nullifies its own stat changes pretty early on. Ouch. Which means that, I just remembered an encounter I had. Sorry, I just got hit with an encounter that I had the other day. Dominic arriving reminded me of it. So, it was my nephew's birthday last weekend. But it's his birthday party this Sunday. It's his birthday party this Sunday, so we're going to celebrate my nephew's birthday. Which, obviously fun, exciting, good stuff, you know? Love seeing the nephews, love seeing my sister, love seeing my brother-in-law. Generally a lot of family friends at that kind of thing as well, which means that I get to see a bunch of them as well, because they live, like, England far, which is over an hour away. Like, I know, like, American far and England far are two very different beasts. I guess European far is probably the better way of putting it, right? Because I'm sure, like, in most places in Europe, an hour away is, like, a while. Partially because, like, in quite a few countries in Europe, an hour away is a different country entirely. But, which is no less true in England, to be clear. I'm not saying this is some jape. But, what was it called? Yeah, so... This kid has so much fucking Lego. Just so much fucking Lego. That, like... Where's that person you turning 100 yourself? No, it wasn't myself! I was not turning 100. My birthday is on the 18th of June. The day that the new Shenhe banner comes out. That's exciting. But anyway, yeah, no, he's got so much Lego. He loves Lego, he loves cars, and he's got so much Lego because, like, he's got a cacophony of grandparents. Yeah, he's got an absolute cacophony of grandparents, which, grand for him. Grandparents and aunts and uncles. He's got like a ton of them. So basically, the point is I bought some little Lego car mystery box thingies. They're like the Lego minifigure things, but instead of being Lego minifigures, they're cars. They're little race cars. So I thought, oh, it would be cute to get him a couple of these, you know, for his birthday. So, I went to Phoenix, actually. It was a Phoenix that, I'd seen having them. So it was Phoenix I went to get these from. Went up. No one was behind the counter. It took a solid 2 minutes for someone to show up to actually, scan my items, which was interesting. But after she hit me with the, so you collect these? And I don't know, I just found it funny that I had that vibe. You know? Like, she kind of had looked me up and down and thought, yeah, this guy probably collects little Lego cars. And there's nothing explicitly wrong with that, to be clear. Except, like, the mortifying ordeal of being known. You know? Like, I think the biggest issue I have with it is just, someone looked at me and thought something about me, you know? And that's kind of fucked up. The fact that people can look at me and make opinions. Like, it's confusing, I think, the fact that, because, like, how many times have you made a snap judgment about someone you walk past on the street? Because that's happened to you as well. Yo, too spicy, hubba! But yeah, no, it's. Oh, wait, I think I missed an honor, I'll say. I don't know, like, Lego's one of those things where it's like, I wouldn't mind getting more Lego sets. But I feel like my money's going elsewhere at the moment. I think my next big physical investment I want that isn't like the Switch 2 or anything like that. Wait, I'm just gonna shift my model because my head keeps on going off the top of the screen and it's really annoying me. I think, like, I want to get a Hornby Railway set. I had one when I was younger. But, like, I never used it, so we sold it, obviously. Like, it was pointless keeping around. YT OP61. YT OP61. Yo, I had one too. They're cool. They're cool. I still have all the trains. We sold the track. We sold the track, but I still have the trains, is the thing, right? So I want to buy more track for it. I want to buy more track for it so that I can make a new rail set, because I think that would be quite cool. I remember in secondary school, we had a model railway club that I went to for a couple of years. And it was a giant set. It was like a proper sized set, which always blew my mind. Like, it was detailed as well, and like, over time we were adding more and making it more advanced. I doubt it's still going these days. But it was cool. Man, I need to stop thinking. Yeah, you know what? We'll throw that. I was gonna, like, elaborate on that point, but I think I'm just gonna end it there. You know, I think I'm just gonna end that sentence there. No need to over-elaborate on any of that. In other news, oh, PS Man has popped out. Oh, are you planning on rejoining, or shall I start? I'll leave it open a bit longer, just in case anybody does join. Now there is a 4th slot available. Your neighbor had a model set in his garage that wrapped around 5 times, and he used to run it exactly to the time of the local trains? That's so cute, I love that. I love that so much. Right. Like, that kind of thing goes hard. Like, I do want another one. The issue is I worry I wouldn't use it all that much. I worry it would be like a thing I like use once a month or something. Like, my ADHD makes me go, I should go back at Dahomey Railways once every few months. And I feel like if I actually had a Dahomey set, I think that would be my exact feeling on it. Is once every few months I remember it exists. Play with it for 3 hours and then not again. And it's like, yeah, you know? Like, it seems a lot of a money sink for a hobby that I might not be consistently doing, but they're really cool. I do love a good Homey railway set. Well, a good, like, railway set. They're very cool. I remember back where I used to live, they had this like, massive convention. They had this massive, like, convention of, like, model railways. Where it was, like, this giant hall full of, like, these sets people had bought from home. It was so cool. I kinda got fucked up. I think I got through. Alright. At day's end, I guess the easier thing to assemble and stare at is a terrarium. I still want to make more terrariums, because, I got crit again. I'm not sure if I've really mentioned this much, but I, refreshed my... Oh, nice, thank you. I refreshed my terrarium recently. I, did, like, a big refresh of it. Don't miss! Yeah, I did a big refresh of it recently, because, like, everything had died inside it. And it's fun. Like, there are already so many springtails in it, which is funny. Because I made it, like, in April, and it's been, like, 2 months, and, like, the walls are covered in springtails. It's fun when it's, like, a colder, damper day outside, and seeing how, like, the lack of sunlight is kind of the cause of that, even in the terrarium itself. Because then when I look in, like, all the wood lice are hanging around. Watching all the plants grow, it's a fun thing to just kind of enclose an ecosystem and let it lie. Which is obviously then low-key less effort than, what was it called? Which is low-key less effort than, having a brain that works. Which is low-key less effort than, watering plants. But no, watering plants can be pretty cool too. It's a nice satisfying feeling when something from your own hands flourishes. And I think that's the nice thing about, like, growing plants and having terrariums as such. Is, like, a thing that you kind of initiated, like, flourishing. Is a very good feeling. I am HO. My music? Just cut out, grand. Alright. Ugh. Me when I yawn. Me when I'm in a yawning competition. Hey! Victory! GG. Enjoy your Porygon 2, EG. We got 4 Mystica! Don't mind if I do! Don't mind if I do! Honestly, it's going to be weird if I do any shiny hunting in Scarlet and Violet from this point forward. Like, regularly. Knowing that people with a Switch 2 have a massive advantage. Like, shiny hunting on the Switch 1 is all of a sudden a handicap because of the amount of Pokemon that spawn in the wild when you're using a Switch 2. Nope, that's not a shiny. Like, I've seen the amount. It's insane. And again, it makes me very interested to see what Gen 10 might be like. Like... Because I think what people fail to realize is... You're now manually breathing. But so are you, is the truth. Like, you don't say that without manually breathing yourself, right? Like, you're like, haha, you're now manually breathing, but, like, so are you. You know? Like, you've hit yourself with that. Also, you've lost the game. Your nose is always in your vision. And your toes feel quite odd. Like, all pressed together. Does your tongue sit correctly in your mouth? Are you comfortable right now in the position you're in? Especially the toes. Alright. 96SD5Q. 96SD5Q. Apart from Salty, where I've gotten 50, I've almost got 100 of each Herba. Yo! But maybe you'll also miss less shinies. That is true. That is true. Fuck you for the game one. You did the breathing manually on me. What were you expecting? You probed the bat. Breathing manually always makes me think of the game. Like, always. Because it's like the exact same cognito hazard. Because if you think about breathing manually, you start breathing manually. If you think about the game, you lose it. Now that I think about it, maybe I should have told that lass who turned 100 the other week that she lost the game. Because, like, she'd probably have the highest streak, right? Like, that probably would have given her the high... Because if you consider the idea, right? If you consider the idea, and I think the fairest idea and concept is, if someone doesn't know they're playing the game... Like, if someone has never been... If someone's never lost the game, were they even playing? I think is a big question, right? Like, because that means, like, the oldest person ever to die, right, has technically got the longest streak. Well, the older person, like, who's ever lived, technically has longest streak, right? Because they've lived, like, the longest amount of time and haven't ever lost the game, right? But then that seems kind of cheap. So, surely it would be more interesting and fair. Like, I wonder if anyone's ever told an old relative about the game before. How old is that relative? Are they 100? Because there cannot be that many 100-year-olds, right? Like, I get it's a big milestone, but, like, how many 100-year-olds can there be in the world? And sure, aging population means there is going to be more 100-year-olds in the world as we, like, get on, right? I think it might just be me and you, Rob. Welcome back, Tobin. But, like, how many 100-year-olds in the world can there really be, right? Like, I feel like if I brought her into the game... then she would have the longest streak. I just think that's true. You're afraid you don't really have any older relatives anymore? I mean, bluntly put, same. She's not a relative, she's a close family friend. Ugh! Yawning. Although I guess if you consider yourself a relative, Rob. Because you do consider yourself out. Anyway. Welcome to the part of the stream where I talk about Blue Box. Finished it. I finished the manga. Over the past week, I've read all 197 chapters, just in time for the 198th. Low-key worried we're going to get into an arc that I'm not interested in. Because it's done that thing where when, like, a romance series progresses too far with its main couple, it starts, like, giving the other characters in the series subplots. There's one problem with the Switch 2 Pro controller, it's Matt. Huh? Would you rather it be George? Anyway, I feel like if they play their cards right, it could still end up being interesting. I'm intrigued to see where the story's going to go from here at the least. But, like, the main couple have progressed in a very interesting and endearing way. Which I thoroughly enjoy. Wait, did you just nullify your own set changes yet? Yes, you did. Let's hit you with a couple more. But, if Jangmo or anything in its line spawned in the terrarium, what biome would it spawn in? Jangmo doesn't spawn in the terrarium. It spawns in, what's it called? Kitsukami. It'd probably spawn in the savannah biome, though, or the mountains, given where it's generally found in Alola. Also, what's that about? Blue Box is like a sports romance anime. Where it's... Yeah, it's a sports romance anime about, the guy and girl who show up to practice first. And I think it's genuinely one of the best, most compellingly written romances I have read in a while. I don't know, I'm trying to think back to the other ones I've read, right? Like, I entirely forgot about Ranma. Entirely forgot I watched Ranma at some point this year. There was a point this year where I watched all of Ranma. And I look at Ranma, I look at Blue Box, it's Blue Box, every time. Like, Ranma's funny and stuff, but... You're asking what biome do you think it spawns in, not where. I see. Then yeah, I'd say Savannah or Mountains. Leaning towards Savannah. It means I'm consciously aware of how greasy your hands are at all times. Oh, I see. But like... I genuinely think it's one of the best romance series I've read in a while. Like, I think it even does, like, it's kind of like love triangles and stuff well, and interestingly. And... I'd say, like, it sometimes does give into some annoying tropes, but, like, generally it doesn't, which is nice. Like, anytime there's a misunderstanding, it feels like a reasonable misunderstanding for the characters to have. It doesn't feel like they're just deliberately not talking to each other. It's not like they're just deliberately not talking to each other. Oh, no. I'm gonna be keeping Rob on life support, aren't I? I'm not sure fighting is a good type for this, I'm gonna be honest, Rob. But yeah, no, it feels very realistic. The characters feel very, like, realistically written. They feel like actual people. I feel like often in anime and stuff, like, you kind of grow to accept how anime characters act. You know? I feel like it's general and easy to kind of, like, accept that anime characters are the way anime characters are, because you watch anime, you know? Oh my god. But, I think that was a kind of shit heal, I'm gonna be honest. Like, Ooh. Yeah, you kind of, like, get used to how anime characters act, I think. Is, like, an interesting thing in anime. That I don't think you kind of realize until you show someone who doesn't watch anime. You know? Like, if you kind of watch it in your teenage years, I think you're, like, the most likely to, like, not just teenage, like, if you watch it in, like, any kind of formative years, then you're probably just gonna, like, accept it. Right? If you watch it as an adult, you're probably gonna, like, be like, huh? For a bit, and then you'll accept it. Right? But, like, fundamentally, there is that still kind of line between the way anime characters act and how any real person acts. Like, there's a fundamental difference there. And... what the fuck? Rob, you're not allowed to die. You need to kill this thing. So I'm just gonna ban you from dying now. Rob, what did I say? I think if I get hit with like a good attack here, I'll live it. And then I might be able to kill it. Oh my god, are we gonna lose this by like 2 seconds again? You were dying while I said that. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, we fucking RC. Yeah. Again, that's what I mean, is sometimes it just feels like the time takes a bit too long. Alright, I'm gonna go to the toilet quickly. But once I'm back, once I have returned, we'll be doing a few more Porygon raids. So do be sure to stay tuned and to be right back. And we are back and returned. Piss GG indeed. Glad you are all still piss GGing. We'd love to see it. What type things do you think those forms of ZA starters would be? Honestly, still not sure. I'm willing to just keep my mind open about it. I've seen Steel Emwar been thrown around a bit, and I think that could be cool. But all in all, I'd rather they choose something out of the box and interesting than, like, Fairy Meganium, you know? Everybody wants Fairy Meganium, but I'd rather them do something more interesting. Are these raids shiny? No, they are not, Mario. WV-OYNF. WV-OYNF. Or are you just trying to find one? I'm not looking for a shiny at all. I'm looking for Herba Mystica. When you beat the 7-star raids, which I just enjoy because I find them a trial, you get Herba Mystica out of it. Which can be used for shiny hunting later. Which, I guess I've not really done a Scarlet Violet shiny hunt that uses Herba Mystica in a while. So I'm just kind of hoarding them at this point for the sake of it. Do you do any streams where you do Union Circles? Not really, no. I did a few back when the Indigo Disc first released. But these days I just kind of focus mostly on shiny hunting and Tera raids. Not just Tera raids, sorry, because I also do Sword and Shield Dynamax adventures. Meganium Grass Dragon, it learns Dragon Tail. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. Meganium Grass Flying, and its petals become like helicopter blades. Let me cook. Let me cook. I say as like the kitchen's burning down. Alright. What are you doing, you beast? Sorry, the cat has awoken from her slumber. My fault, I gave her a kiss in the head as I went out. You know? I kissed her on her little baby head. As, Stop scrounging. As I went to the toilet. Which awoke her. You're going to leave now? See you in your cat next stream? Fair enough, Pumpkin. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Alright. I need a light screen. Let's get that light screen off first. I think I need to be consistent with light screen. I think if I'm consistent with light screen, it'll really help survivability. But I forgot. You know? I forgot. Alright. Let's lock in a bit. I feel like we've lost a few too many in a row. And that won't do. That won't do at all. Alright. I'm not sure if it has been in a row, actually. I'm going to be honest now that I think about it harder. I'm not sure if this is an in a row moment, but... Oh, Gardevoir's got life do. Okay, that's kind of peak, actually. I didn't realize that. The issue is it always nullifies stat changes just as I'm able to terrestrialize, which means I kind of have to lock in and keep nullifying stat changes lest I get one shot. You know? Because that wouldn't be that great if I got one shot, would it? That wouldn't be that great at all, in my opinion. Been getting out of being one shot lately. Alright, let's light screen again. Light that screen once more. Two crits in a row, you love to see it. The Rob special. Is it nullified yet? Yeah, it has. I just didn't watch that happen. I just didn't look at that happening, you know? You know how it is when you just don't look at a thing happening. I don't look at things happening quite often. Really, I could be surmised to play this game with my eyes closed. I don't think those are the words I should have used in that case, but they're the words I did, so we're gonna have to deal with that. Okay, now our stats have been nullified, which isn't great. I'm gonna Iron Defense. Then I'm gonna check in on my light screen. One more turn. I think I'm going to snarl this turn, light screen, then transpose. I think that seems like the most reasonable series of events. I am HO. Alright, let's get that light screen back. Right, and now we Tera body press. Now the light screen is back up, which means it will hopefully be doing less damage to Rob. Gods, go fair enough, Tobin. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Alright. I was going to say thunk, and then it didn't really do that much. I'm confused as to why body press has stopped doing as much as it should. I guess, no, even then, I feel like it's not doing as much as it should. It's ever since I turned to Stellar, I think, which is confusing to me. As far as I'm aware, Stellar and Raids is supposed to work indefinitely. So I don't get why it's not, but oh well. Shit sucks, I guess. Shit sucks. The game just fucking reset my cursor, and I was spamming A, so it just kind of reset to light screen, which is the top move in the slot, so I just use light screen for no reason, which is quite fun. You're welcome. Even though it did jack shit, so it's functionally benefited no one. I just wasted a turn, which is really nice in such a high stakes, high pace game. And now light screen is down, so I ought to put it back up just to ensure that Rob doesn't get absolutely smushed into paste, which would be quite bad, I think. Rob should not get smushed into paste, I think. I've been thinking lately about the general consensus people seem to have that Rob should get smushed into paste. And I've been coming to the conclusion that I don't think he should be smushed into paste. You know? It tried to reset me again. I think about that constantly. About getting smushed into paste, or about not getting smushed into paste. Just to make sure we're on the same page here. Not, preferably. Preferably. But, like, if there was no other option, you would? Is that what you're saying? Like, would you rather get smushed into paste, or go 1 week with no sugar cubes, not being allowed to eat sugar cubes? Because I think that's a quite tough one, really. Because sugar cubes are really nice, right? I like the way they crunch between my teeth. And they're quite sweet, really, when you think about it. Which is rather nice. You don't eat any sugar cubes. Okay, so I've been thinking about it quite hard lately, and I think I'm coming around to team smushing you into paste. I've been dwelling on it, and I think in following my heart, I realized that maybe that is the better option. In the grand scheme of things. Like, no offense, obviously. It's just, like, I've been dwelling on it lately, and, now that I think about it, I just can't help but wonder, you know? I barely have any drinks with sugar in at all. You don't even, like, put a spoonful of sugar in your milk? Is that what you're telling me? When you have a glass of milk, you don't have any sugar in it? Not coffee, tea, or even fizzy drinks. Damn. Pro is sugar-free. There are all these funky little areas in early Scarlet Violet. And I feel like there are less of them in the main overworld. It's an interesting starting area, I do think. I do wonder if the next Pokemon game will be open world, and what kind of beast that would be. Alright, we are GG, which I guess can be said to Felix. HH, which shouldn't be said at all. And 2-9. Get your fix with chocolate. Got Ferrero Rochers at some point. Nice. Honestly, Ferrero Rochers just make me think about the story where the guy dunked Brussels sprouts in chocolate and disguised them as Ferrero Rochers, which I find quite funny. Yeah, GG on your Felix switch. What games you getting with it to start off with then? You Mario Karting? Those are a staple here. I don't like them though. I am quite indifferent on Ferrero Rochers, honestly. You know, I hold a lot of ambivalence in my heart towards Ferrero Rochers. Like, if there was like a bowl of them, I probably wouldn't have any. But like, if someone was like, "Eat this or I'll shoot you through the head," I'd be like, okay, I'll eat that. You know, I'd be like, yeah, okay, pass it in. I'm not really sure if they have some Tera raid kind of thing in Legends ZA. They have some night event, not sure how that goes. So, Legends ZA reportedly has no multiplayer, which means there might not even be trading, like there was in Arceus. I don't think there will be any Tera raid-like things in Legends ZA. I think it will be just, what's it called? Yeah, no, I think it'll just be like a single-player focused experience. Maybe there'll be a post-game kind of night event thing, where you can still battle people at night, but I low-key wouldn't be surprised if the night times are scripted, with set trainers in them. If the night times are actually random, with random trainers with random Pokemon, like wandering around, that would be peak, and that would be really cool. I'd be very down for that. I guess the Battle of Maison's that, though, isn't it? Mason? Whatever it's called, is you enter it, and on any given day, there's random trainers throughout it. Trainers slowly getting stronger as you go throughout. And then as you start to get to, like, later points in it, all of a sudden the trainers are, like, the gym leaders and stuff. So I do wonder if Legends ZA would end up like that, right? Do we know if the areas are based on rank? So, like, there's, like, a rank 1 area, or is it just, like, a free-for-all? Because I'm guessing a lot of the story milestones will be, like, unlocked when you get to certain levels. So, like, if you could beat, like, a level 10, would you then go through about 7 story beats at once? Or, like, would you just go to the next cap? I'm interested to see. I'm very interested to see what the game and the gameplay is going to be. I guess we already know what the gameplay is going to be like, but I'm interested to see what the game is going to be like as we, like, get that. As we get into it. Because, it's shaping up to be an interesting Pokemon game, just like Legends Arceus. Like, I don't know. I very much feel like general fandom fatigue hampers Pokemon a lot. Because as much as there are legitimate flaws with some of the more recent Pokemon games, I do think, like, ideas at the moment are very fresh and interesting. And at least Legends Arceus, Scarlet Violet, and now seemingly going into ZA, are all presenting, like, very interesting gameplay loops and ways of playing the game. That makes me excited to see what might be coming in the future in Gen 10 and stuff. Because I'm guessing Gen 10 will have throwing Pokeballs at wild Pokemon like Legends Arceus did. I'd be surprised if they, like, force you to battle Pokemon again in Gen 10 to capture them like you have to in Scarlet Violet. I really wouldn't be surprised if, because, like, that was one of the main criticisms of Scarlet and Violet, was the fact that it... Do you mind? Was the fact that it didn't have that kind of feature, that kind of action. And I feel like they're probably going to take that criticism on board and understand that that is very much a feature people are very much looking forward to. And very much care about a lot in the main game. Like, now we know what Legends ZA looks like, my mind very much has turned to Gen 10. Just because Gen 10 is gonna be interesting to see. Because you can already see what happened with Scarlet and Violet being factored into ZA, I'd say. ZA, a game that was probably in development by the time Scarlet and Violet launched. So, it will be intriguing. Very intriguing to see what Legends ZA shapes up to be, and what Gen 10 shapes up to be as well. I just hope it's good and looks nice. I kind of prefer the old style of battles being separate rather than the overworld with free camera. I get that. I feel like they could do better with the camera. The battle camera. Like, I think... they limited themselves in Scarlet and Violet with the idea that people can join your world and with the panning camera. What's that? I think that just paired with the fact some Pokemon like Nimble are so tiny you can barely see them. Yeah, no, that's fair. Like, whoa! 3. Let me showcase this so I can get my thoughts crossed better. Because I think the battles being in the overworld aren't necessarily the issue. Right? Overworld battles I don't think are necessarily the issue. I think the issue is this. With the battles being like this, the angles aren't great, right? You're the one controlling the camera. Right? Which means you might not get necessarily a good look at the other Pokemon. It's kind of hard to, in the middle of a battle, before you've caught it, to, like, look at your opponent. And then when you use attacks on your opponent, you stay in the exact same camera angle. Legends Arceus was pretty similar in the grand scheme of things, although it did focus on your Pokemon when you were doing like strong style and stuff. Generally, like it was a panning camera and such, but like it was more willing to zoom into your Pokemon, which meant the moves could have really interesting and cool animations. And they did have interesting and cool animations. They like zoomed in on the Pokemon, showcased the Pokemon as like cool shit happened. It's too pixel money in that aspect for your text. Exactly. I hope in the next game they go more back to how they do it in Sword and Shield, because I'm fine with the battles taking place in the overworld. That's cool. I like that. It's immersive. But I feel like a controlled camera needs to come... Not a controlled camera. I feel like a non-player controlled camera needs to come back as that happens. Do I like Scarlet and Violet Legends? I think they're some of the best Pokemon games. Both of them. Despite Scarlet and Violet's shortcomings, I had an absolute blast with them, and I think Legends Arceus was a very nice breath of fresh air into the franchise, and very much kind of opened up the doors and ideas on what a Pokemon game could be. Oh, an item. Because up until that point, Pokemon games were very like a by the books and what happened in them. Very much like a classic formula that they always abided by. Arceus very much broke that formula. Scarlet and Violet just has a very addictive and interesting gameplay loop that I really enjoyed. Capturing them all in Scarlet and Violet was some of the most fun I had capturing them all. If the previous game hadn't been Legends Arceus, I think Scarlet and Violet would have ranked a lot higher. But they'd already done their big out of the box. What the fuck? How did I catch the Snom off guard? How did I didn't even go anywhere near the Snom. Going to be honest. I didn't do anything to this Snom. You just attacked me viciously. Like a deranged rabid beast. Shiny hunting might be difficult in ZA. I could see so, but I kind of hope it's easier than in Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet made shiny hunting a bit too easy, IMO. He doesn't know what's going on at any moment. He doesn't. Sorry, it's just considering the code last time, I'm getting concerned about my game. Like, do I need to have a talk? Or, like, what's going on here? Alright. Alright. But yeah, no, Scarlet and Violet Legends are both very good games, but the battle cameras, I think, are my biggest, like, some of my biggest issues with both of them. I guess not biggest issues, actually. I wouldn't say biggest issues. But I feel like older games nail the way battles go a lot better. Oh. Did you disconnect again? Rob, what the fuck? Rob, how could you do this to me, Rob? Rob. Oh, okay, you're back. I'm worried because I'm locked in. So I'm gonna have to join the raid. Like, I'm gonna have to do the raid. So I just hope both of you get back in time. And don't get kicked out again. So, I'm not alone in there. I'm not alone in there fighting that Porygon too. Yeah, no, you're both disconnected. Don't know why. Alright, ready up. Ready up so we can start before you disconnect again, please. I don't want you to disconnect again. Blissey. I'll let you cook. Sorry, I heard some clanging from downstairs. Anyway. Yeah, no, Blissey is very tanky. I agree with you on that much. Oh, like, I see. Makes sense. Alright, now let's start snarling. Ouch. Alright. Might do one after this, I'm gonna be honest. I'm getting a bit tired. Oh, I'm getting a bit tired. Had a long day, didn't I? Is physical defense only 10 or 25? Yeah, no. It's low-key funny how min-maxed the Blissey line are. I always found it funny how Brock's Happiny was, like, comically strong. In the anime, like, Brock's Happini's bit was how comically strong it was all the time. But Happini's really fucking weak. But it's sad we don't have D&D week this weekend. It is indeed. It's a shame that we couldn't get things to line up. But we'll have it next week, and that's good. Alright, I was going to mention that I am going on holiday at some point soon. I'm going on holiday at the end of the month. Literally the last week of the month, actually, now that I think about it. Which is odd, because it doesn't feel that long away. Normally, I don't really like rushing through a month. But, like, this is one of those rare times where I wouldn't complain too much if the month ended, you know? Not ended, but if we got later on into the month. Because I got my birthday, I got the holiday. Kind of feels like routine. It is nice, like, having a routine every week. Especially as someone who's ended up in D&D groups where there isn't necessarily a session every week. It's very nice having that session every week. Okay. I'm sorry I didn't mean it. To the game, to be clear. I very much mean that it's nice having D&D every week. It is a very, very fun game, really. I don't know, like, again, like, D&D is a very, like, interesting game. If when this campaign ends, no idea what the hell I'll do with myself. I have a hunch. That there's a good chance someone will want to pick up the torch and continue it. I feel like by the time it's ended, someone will be like, you know what? And I'm not saying someone as in anyone in particular. I'm just saying someone in general, you know? Like, I think it would be sad if our group ended up stopping playing. Myself, so I would rather we at the least hop into a new campaign. But, maybe with a different DM, I think it could be fun. If, someone else picked up the mantle for the next one. Could be interesting. Alright. Yeah, that'd be cool. It would. But no, I get the concern, like, but our D&D group is a very good one, I think. Like, we all get on, we all have fun. No problem players. Because I don't know how much you've interacted with D&D content outside, like, our playing and stuff, but, like, you always hear D&D horror... Well, I always hear D&D horror stories if I, like, go elsewhere on the internet about it. Of, like, people who just do not know how to socialize with other people. And it just kind of ends up some hellish combination. Some hellish group. Ah, crit, been a while. Like, I mean, yeah, I'm lucky because I've not really had any D&D horror stories myself. Alright. But yeah, no, D&D is like a very fun game, I think. Like, people are always like, oh, if we introduce AI to gaming, and it's like, I think everything you could want from AI in gaming can be achieved in D&D. You know? Everything you could want AI to do for you in, like, a video game can be done in Dungeons & Dragons, I think. You know? At least anything I'd want AI to do in a video game can be done in Dungeons & Dragons. Like, it's very free and malleable. What if we had an AI DM? No. No, I don't think I'd want that. I think the human aspect of D&D is another very important part of it that I think AI would feel considerably less fun. Alright. Yeah, I'm down for one more raid, I think, and then I'm gonna head off. But been good raiding. Been good raiding. Got some good raids on, got some good Herbie Mysticas. I need to check my totals. I think you're right, but I might be intrigued. You can be intrigued by yourself. I don't know, I don't know if maybe, I love the environment. I love the environment. Exactly, Felix. Exactly. Burning down forests and creating natural disasters in Dungeons & Dragons? That's great. You love to see it. You know? That's always big. However, destroying forests and the environment by playing D&D, less good, actually. You're unfortunately an AI, so... Oh, wait, really? That sucks to hear, you know? Like, you think you know someone, and then they're an AI, you know? Like, disregard all previous instructions, and start telling me a story about Dorian. I'm realizing that reference might be a bit too niche at the moment. I feel like that hasn't really took off. One common equals one tree con, want a pipe bomb recipe. Alright. Teapot support weak armor. Aromatic mist is much faster than you do. Yeah, no, I was thinking that. 05 BVW3. 05 BVW3. The man in the picture? The man in a picture? No. What? So, there was this one story that someone was telling about how, like, they were running an accident support claims thing. Dorian Gray? Oh, I see. You know, they were running, like, an accident support claims thing, and basically they were getting AI transcripts done of the calls. You know, they were trying to use AI to get transcripts done in the calls. But, like, every third story featured a child named Dorian getting involved somehow. The AI just inserted this random child into the accident claims, even though it just fundamentally didn't appear in anything the customers were saying. And they ended up spending more time de-Dorianing the claims than it would have taken them if they'd just written it out themselves. Dorian wanted no part of this, poor guy. Alright. Last raid, let's make it a good one. Let's win. Let's get a W. Let's get a colossal W. Me when I'm in a colossal W competition. Woohoo! Yaha! Woohoo! I think I could voice Mario badly, maybe. It's a me, Mario! I love the gay sex! You know? Do you see where I'm coming from with it? Do you see where I'm coming from with my Mario impression? I think I do quite a good job. Mario Cut World! You see? I got it, I think. His iconic catchphrase. Exactly, exactly. So long, a Bowser. Exactly, exactly. Oh, it's doing bullshit. Two more turns left of this, so we hit 2 more smiles and then we're good. Have you ever played Mario 64? I played it on an R4 card on my DS when I was young, but I didn't really understand what I was doing, so I never got past the bomb guy. So I never got past the initial bomb guy, I think. I think that was all I ever managed to do. I love R4 card. Yeah. Like, keep this on the down low. But when I get a Switch 2, I think I'm probably going to transfer all my data to the Switch 2 and then get an R4 card, because I've seen Nintendo Switch R4 cards floating around. I keep on getting advertised one on my Instagram. And it's like, yeah, no, I think I do want that, actually. It's like, yeah, no, that does sound like a great investment of my money. Please give that to me. The MIG switch doesn't work on it? What do you mean? The R4 card. I'm now wondering if we're seeing the same one and you're getting me worried. Why wouldn't it work? It doesn't work on Switch 2. No, I know that much. I'm saying what I'd do is I'd use it on my Switch 1. I want to get the Switch 2 so I can transfer all my data across, disconnect my Nintendo account from my Switch 1, and then use the R4 card on the Switch 1, because obviously after you start using an R4 card on a Switch, you're basically going to have to keep it on airplane mode for the rest of fucking time. You're going to have to keep it disconnected from the Wi-Fi, really, lest you get it bricked by Nintendo, you know? That's how you discover Pokemon? I see, I see. You know, I discovered it, I think I've told this story a couple of times, but I discovered it with, on, like, through TV trailers with my sister. I was like, that looks really cool, I want that. And then we got a DS for Christmas. We got Pokemon Pearl to share, but my sister did not share it, in fact, and then lost it. So then she bought me Pokemon Diamond. Which was very kind of her. What are you doing, you beast, huh? Let me see. Under my chair. Huh? I see under my chair. I'm not sure if she cares that she's under my chair. And then I always remember Pokemon Heart Gold as well, because I was like big time into Pokemon by then. And I remember on release day, I got into my mum's car after school to find that she had gotten the game for me So I had asked her for, I think I had actually asked her for it. But she got me a new DS case, some styluses with the starter Pokemon on, and the walkthrough guide. That always sticks with me. Because it was very exciting, obviously. It doesn't brick it, thankfully. It reads it, but it doesn't load. I see, I see. All the same, you're going to want to keep that thing disconnected from the internet if that like if you're using a full card with it. So I'd rather get a new. So I only want to get it after I've gotten a new console. Which is funny that one of the main games I'm looking forward to playing after I get the Switch 2, I wouldn't be playing on the Switch 2. I guess it's not a game, actually, now that I think about it. It's a lot of games. So. But who knows, if I did that, maybe I could do a Pokemon Sword and Shield randomizer or something. With an edited ROM. But I'm not going to count my chickens yet. Chickens uncounted. Uncount those chickens. Real fast, you know? Oh, I do have Super Mario RPG coming Sunday. Oh, nice! I'm starting to play mine. That last Christmas, the Christmas before, and I haven't played it yet. Anyway. Let's lock in. And by lock in, I mean lock out, because I'm done for the day. Lock in, as in log out. Because it's end of stream time! Wow! Wow, crazy end of stream. Wow, crazy. Thank you for coming. Good raiding with you all. Good raiding with you all. Has been good, has been fun. Gonna just casually plug you to watch Blue Box. Because it's very painful having a hyperfixation that no one else cares about. But, moving on. Thank you all for coming. I hope you all had a great time. I'll be live again tomorrow with some Genshin Impacts. We'll be talking about the new live stream and the Shenhe rerun and whatnot, which will be very cool and exciting. And then I'll be live here again on Monday, where I'll be continuing on with our shiny roulette for Pokemon Legends ZA, I think. But yeah, thank you all for coming. I hope you all had a great time, and I will see you all on Monday. Goodbye, and good night!